Here we have a 2017 Honda Ridgeline. This one comes in the RTL trim level in lunar silver metallic, excuse me. That's on gray perforated leather. And the powertrain consists of a 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6 engine. Made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission. We do get all-wheel drive as well. And the engine puts out 280 horsepower. So as we come to the front end here, you can see we have halogen headlamps along with halogen fog lights. But I really like the front end anyway. It looks really good. And down here we have 18-inch aluminum wheels. We get passive keyless entry. And here are the controls for the power windows, power door locks. Power mirror controls are here. And there's our power driver's seat with power lumbar support. So, not the best leg room. I'm 6'3", and I have a little bit of headroom, but the seat in front of me is adjusted for someone of my size. I could make it a tighter squeeze. You could probably fit a shorter adult back here, but you're gonna be pushing it. We do have rear AC vents back here though, so that's nice. And there's our center seat with our cup holders, little storage there as well. Let's go ahead and check out the cargo space. And there's our back end there. We have a tow hitch, and these are rated to tow between 3,500 and 5,000 pounds. So not bad. And I like how the bed is down low because it is a shorter truck. It's not as tall as a full size, and it's just easy to get stuff and put it in there. And there's our power passenger seat there. And next we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the engine bay. And it's mostly covered up, but looks really neat. I like how they did that. I like how it shuts too. So there's our leather wrapped steering wheel there. So here we have Bluetooth audio. And we also have a USB input as well. AM, FM radio. And there's our backup camera with guidelines. We can toggle our screen between day and night brightness there. So I like that. That's a big button because a lot of people have issue with that. I like to keep my screen brighter personally. And then we have our station list here. I like that. And down here we have dual zone automatic climate controls. And then we even have rear AC controls too. So that's pretty neat. And then 2-stage heated seats for the front driver and front passenger there. 12 volt, little storage. 2 cup holders, and then we have our shifter here. So reverse, neutral, drive, low. And then down here, we can toggle our intelligent traction management. So if you see there, we have normal, snow, mud, and sand, which kind of controls how the all-wheel drive reacts. Nice storage cubby here, and then there's that aux input and USB input down there, then another 12 volt. Right now, everything seems to be holding up for a 2017 that has almost 118,000 miles on it. And there's our cubby, glove compartment with our owner's manuals. And over to the left side of the steering wheel, we can control our volume and then go through our track list or stations here. And then we have our Bluetooth controls here, cruise controls, and then all this for our gauge cluster. I like how crisp the graphics are on here. And there's our push button start. And finally, here's our key fob with remote start. Before 2017 Ridgeline with 118,000 miles, we're gonna go ahead and take it for a quick test drive, see how it does. So far, I really like how this drives. It drives more like a small SUV, like maybe an Equinox or a CRV, something like that. And I don't have a lot of experience with the Ridgeline, so I'm glad I'm able to drive this. Because it really is in a class of its own. Even the Colorados, the Canyons, the Rangers, they're really not in the same boat as this Ridgeline. It really does drive like a Honda Pilot. Whereas your Colorados and Rangers, they drive like trucks. We'll give some throttle here. And I just really like how this drives. It drives like the Pilot does. That's probably why it looks identical to it, except as a pickup truck. But Honda did something interesting here, because most people who make trucks base them off of other trucks. So your Colorado might be considered your baby Silverado. They try to make them look similar to get people who can't necessarily or won't necessarily buy a full-size truck, but they want the same capabilities somewhat. But this is really kind of like the Santa Cruz, the Maverick. It's a car-based truck. So it's basically something that drives like a car with a bed in it. And I really think that those are going to be making quite a bit of noise. The Ridgeline already does a little bit, but especially as they get cheaper, the Mavericks, the Santa Cruz, they're going to be having a bigger market share. So I'm interested to see how that plays out. But so far, this just drives really well for it to have a bed and that kind of towing capacity. Of course, it's not full-size truck towing capacity, but for a lot of people, it's more than enough. So I'm gonna try out this Econ Mode, see how it drives differently. So I actually didn't notice a lot of difference as I put my foot down on the throttle. A lot of cars, what comes to mind is the Infiniti QX50, the Toyota RAV4. You can tell the difference because you have to put your foot halfway down to get it to go anywhere when you're in the Eco Mode. But this here it doesn't drive like that. It does try to limit you, as you can, it's kind of pulsating a little bit as I give it throttle. But coming out of that corner, it really wasn't an issue. And when you put your foot down, it will go. So very interesting. I obviously need to drive more Honda Ridgelines and Hondas in general, because history shows that they are extremely good cars in terms of reliability. But as new manufacturers come out with newer technology, it's just interesting to see how everyone else adapts. And this Eco Mode is definitely something that I haven't used a lot, but it's in a lot of Hondas, so. But those tend to get extraordinary gas mileage without the Econ Mode on. So but that is interesting. I'm gonna turn that off. I don't like that. But overall, this Ridgeline drives very, very well. And with that being said, that's going to bring me to an end of my review of the 2017 Honda Ridgeline RTL.